Good day, ladies and gents. I just did something rather silly, but never mind. I've got some people in the waiting room, two more people. Let's see who's still here. Fantastic. Here we go, here we go, here we go.
Hi.
Oh,
Hello, Brian and Dad. Hello, Greg. Oh
Hi.
gosh, this is wonderful. This is wonderful. Let's see. I think there's somebody else in the waiting room. So everyone's going to come on gradually.
Hi, Esther.
Hello to everyone. Roy,
Hello,
Greg,
darling.
Brian, Precious. This is brilliant. I look a bit like a geisha girl. I've got a bit of foundation on today because my skin was looking tired. I look kind of pale, don't I?
Not at all. You look gorgeous.
Yes, you
Oh,
do.
well,
You look wonderful.
thank you. Let me just share the link to the right. I was actually doing a test run of this, and I was sitting there. I'm thinking I'm still in the test run Zoom area, so I had to quickly dash out. So let me just share this link, and then we'll start.
Okay.
We'll start. Right. Anyway, so welcome, ladies and gentlemen, and there's going to be more people coming on. Oh, here's somebody else. Wonderful. Heather. Feather from Canada. We've got people from all over the place here tonight. You know, Ray and his dad. What's your dad's name again, Ray? Sorry.
It's Brian. My name is Brian Ray,
Brian,
and he's
Brian
Ray.
Ray.
So yeah, it's all kind of confusing.
I always get you mixed up. Sorry. And your dad's name?
His Ray.
Oh,
That's why it kind of throws it. Yeah, it throws you off.
Yeah. Okay, so this is Brian and this is Ray, his dad, and they are based in LA. And above here we've got Roy Hamilton. He's the son of the legend he's Roy Hamilton Jr. and he's the son of a legend, Roy Hamilton, but he's a legend in himself, an incredible singer and performer. And here we have Gregory Williams from the legendary band Switch, Keeping Secrets and all those wonderful things. Below, we've got the wonderful Feather. Can I call you Feather for the purpose of this interview, Feather? Yeah. She's from Canada. You'd get on with Brian because you have the, that sort of same spiritual connection. And then up above, we have the lovely Precious Love, who's got her own range of kitchenware. You should really see it. It's really evolved. And so there's going to be other people coming on throughout the evening. So thank you all for joining me today to celebrate 6 years of my magazine.
Congratulations.
Thank you. It's been, as I said, it's been a phenomenal journey. It's been incredibly challenging. It's been hard work, but I've learned so much about myself and the skills that I have, and also meeting different people from different backgrounds and being able to share you on that platform has been incredible. So thank you so much. Thank you. Right, so what we're going to do first and foremost, I'd like you to go around and introduce yourselves and just say what you do, and in terms of what you're doing now. So I'm going to start with Roy.
Hi, Esther. Such a pleasure to be back with you again.
Absolutely.
And happy anniversary, and hats off to Esther, Austin, and Turning Point Magazine. Such a pleasure to be with you. Hi, everyone. I'm Roy Hamilton Jr., the son of the legendary Golden Boy, Roy Hamilton Sr., the Golden Boy of Song. And it's such a pleasure to be with you all. Thank you for being such supportive fans to Roy Hamilton and myself as well. I've been doing a lot of things just been on the plate since we last talked, Esther.
Wow.
So far, well, we're still trying to get my dad into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Okay. So we launched a website, royhamilton.com, and you can all sign a petition to help get it in. That's royhamilton.com. And I have many songs on music platforms. One is a Christmas song by Donny Hathaway.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, this Christmas. Yeah, I have that on YouTube, and you can find that also on Spotify and iTunes. So
Excellent.
that's a little thing. Yeah, so I'm still working on some other music coming up soon as well. I also, of course, I'll be doing the Roy Hamilton tribute in April. And hopefully this time we're going to be doing it at the Liberace Museum here in Las Vegas.
Oh,
That's going to be really
nice.
cool.
And when is that? When is that going to be?
Yeah, in April.
April. Okay.
Yeah, in April.
I find my way
Somewhere
back.
in that date. Last time we had it on the 16th. So that actually my dad's birthday is April 16th. So, that's why we choose April. So that's off to all you Aryans out there. Also, I do vocal lessons. And yeah, I do vocal lessons. I have several students and working on their music as well. And I kind of like help coach them along so that, so that the recordings come out, right. And I have a web classes, and that's at royhamiltonvoice.com.
royhamiltonvoice.com. Okay.
Yeah.
Brilliant, brilliant. Well, you'll be expect a call from me. Be expecting a call from me.
Okay.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Thank you. And just to say that I've interviewed Roy a couple of times, and he was in an issue of the magazine this year, actually. And I had the pleasure of going to Vegas, and we did this really cool trip down the Vegas stretch. And I actually did a mini documentary because he started talking about his father, and I'm like, I need to capture this. So on my wobbly phone, I managed to capture lots of great moments of inspiration from, and then we turned it into a little sort of docu series.
Yes,
And it just tells so much about his father's life, and then he talked about the artist that his father used to perform with. I mean, there was history in the car, not in the room. There was history in that car in that time. So thank you for your time.
Yeah.
Guys.
And it's so ironic because just most recently we had a documentary on the BBC, and it was about my dad's relationship with Elvis Presley and his life and time. So they filmed me, and I had a few words to say about my dad and the influences he had on Elvis Presley, and just recently it just went viral. So a lot of people are seeing it, and then they're answering back, and they're spreading the word that my dad did influence Elvis. He helped him, like with his vocal, performance, and inspired and Elvis, down through his career, as well as other artists as well.
Excellent. And when's the documentary coming out, Roy?
Well, it's already been filmed. It's already been filmed, but it went viral on Facebook and YouTube. Yeah, so you can look that up.
Excellent, excellent. Well, you have done a lot since we last met, and I'm looking forward to seeing you again next year. And remember, I like my grits with butter and salt. Okay, I'm into grits. Okay.
Right, absolutely. I didn't forget that.
And Greg, we've already had that conversation as well about the grits. I love grits.
I know. You could ask Al Green about those grits. He'll tell you that's a whole nother story, though.
Okay, fantastic. But thank you so much for sharing, Roy. And I'll be coming back to you as we do the rounds. Now, I would like to introduce a really sort of special young lady. When I was in LA this year, we met up and she drove me around. It was great to have the car. We needed the car because we put in some legwork. I was promoting the magazine and she was promoting her kitchenware products. So just tell us a little bit more. This is Precious Love. Hello, Precious. You're there.
So congratulations on your magazine. And yes, I met Miss Esther back in March. And she's a phenomenal lady. It's an honor and a pleasure to have gotten to meet you. So what I do, I created a kitchen collection featuring an African-American chef. Right now I'm working on getting them in major retail stores. I'm also an author.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So I put out my first novel in 2020. I'm working on a second book. It should be out summer of 2023. I also wrote a stage play. Haven't done anything with the play yet, but it's on the table for 2023 as well. So just mainly working on that kitchen collection, just trying to get it in major retail stores at the moment. So gonna start being heavy on the marketing and promoting.
Excellent.
But
Excellent.
in Mr. Hamilton, I think I met you in Vegas back in March when I was with Miss Esther.
Oh yes, you did.
Yeah,
Yes,
I met
Yeah,
yes,
that's
yes.
right.
This is a young lady that was driving. You know, she was driving around.
Oh, okay. Well, it's a pleasure to
yeah.
see you.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice to see you again.
Oh,
But Miss Esther, I hate to leave, but I also drive 18-wheelers and I had to pull over to take this call.
oh
So
wow.
I'm gonna log out. So I gotta get back on the road.
Thank
All
you.
right.
But
And she's another young lady who, you know, there are some people who just do what they have to do and they grind. And like I said, when we were in the States in March, we put in, I was so tired when I came back. I was so tired. But you know, when you've got a purpose, you're out there on purpose. And we did so much legwork and we achieved what we want to do. So thank you very much for taking the time to pop in. Bless you. Take care.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Nice seeing you.
Fantastic. Thank you. You see, there's inspiration everywhere. You just never know who's watching you, and you never know whose life you're going to touch. Right. Next, who am I going to pick on next? Oh, just entered into the room is Anne Pendergrass. She's a fashionista. She creates all of her clothes. She designs them herself. You should see the handbag that she gave me. She gifted me a couple of years ago. It's of a shoe. It's absolutely incredible. So welcome, Anne.
Hello and good evening, Esther. Congratulations on this wonderful day, 6 years of celebrating the Turning Point magazine. I can still remember the day I met you at the Royal Horse Guards Hotel. And as I said, and I'll say again, I got a kind of a very beautiful feeling when I saw you. I didn't know you were a journalist. I didn't know you at all, but I just asked you to take a picture of me. And that's where it all went completely fabulous. And I must say that coming in the Turning Point was the turning point. And also the Osmond family, which I absolutely adore, are in the same magazine. So for me, that was
Meryl Osmond, yes, from the Osmond.
special. This is me in the magazine here. And another page with me in. So yes, things have escalated a lot since that day. That was one of my third magazines, but this is one of my best magazines. And then I also, sorry, I forgot to say good evening to all the viewers. I beg your pardon. Yes. And thank you for having me, Esther. It's an absolute honor and a privilege. So I actually spiraled completely in every direction from that day onwards. It was many more magazines after that, 5 times in the Integrity magazine, Ginat magazine, 4 times in the UT UK magazine, then in the Sarah Star magazine, LMA Awards magazine, UK Fab magazine, Red Carpet Silk magazine, and another couple more magazines, which I cannot remember. But then I came in many newspapers. I also got on many awards. And also, I did a lot of modeling after that. And I've just written it all down. Many VIP guest invitations. Then Miss Sexy UK finalist. Came in the Daily Mail, 24 News, CNN News. So all these things really took off. Then now I'm a fashion designer and I do a lot of catwalk shows. I've done the catwalk for Chabs by Ronnie Jacobs, another lovely gentleman, I must say, who gave me the privilege and honor to go on the catwalk. And now 11th of March, which I'm going to invite my lovely Esther Austin to cover the show, 11th of March, 2023. So I'm really happy about that. I have many prizes for Best Dressed VIP, Best Dressed Lady in Windsor for the Harry and Meghan wedding. Many other more magazines modeled in Camden Town for Burlesque and for a few other places. So I just thought I'd say this because I want the world to know that dreams do come true.
Absolutely.
And sometimes, yes, and sometimes it's not where you are, it's sometimes who you meet and when you meet. So this is the reason why I am not praising myself, because they say self-praise is no praise. But the reason why I say this, because I have a turning point to make.
Excellent. Excellent.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you. And what I love about this lady is her creativity. Her creativity is unlimited and boundless. And as I talk to each and every one of you, you know, we're all moving towards that next level. And then every time we move towards that next level, we inspire somebody to think bigger and, you know, more expansive. Right, John the Bossman Horde is trying to come on, so we'll just wait for him to come on. So who am I going to go through to next? I'm going to go over to Brian and Ray. It's really interesting, Brian, because I didn't know that your dad's name was Ray. I was just getting Ray.
Hello.
Isn't that crazy? I didn't know he.
Hello there.
How are you guys?
We're good. We can't see you, John. We can't see you, so it'd be lovely to see you if we can. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to go over to Brian. And Brian, so Brian has he's got an incredible story to share. He's got some incredible life changing and transforming products. So over to you, Brian.
Yeah, hi.
And Dad.
And my dad. So yeah, hi. I invented eye drops. So Optimal Rush medicated eye drops, and I first came out with it for diabetes because my family, I grew up watching my family, they lose their circulation, then they'll get like a toe amputated, and then there'll be a leg, and then it'll be where that's it, no more. There's nothing else to amputate, so that would be the end. So I had to see that happen a few times in my family. I go, you know, there has to be something for them. But the thing that really hurt was when they're going through all that, they would go blind from the diabetes. And that was so hard to see, where they can't even see what's coming on to them, you know, what's happening. So that was the worst. So I go, there has to be something for them, at least for the eyesight part. So I got in the lab and I got to work. And in 2015, we came up with the eye drops and we started testing them. And we had amazing results for glaucoma, cataracts, macular degeneration, severe dry eye. I mean, you name it, eye infections, pink eye. I mean, it helps with so many eyes. But then we noticed, like, also it helped with circulation for the diabetes. So it's like more and more we scratch the surface on what it can do, and we're just so amazed with it.
Excellent. But you also do other products as well, don't you, Brian? That's also and not just other products, but also with that particular product, you've used it on animals as well. Because I saw when you did a test on a horse as well, and the transformation in that horse's eye. So can you share that?
Yeah. So it was Farrah Abraham. She was on a reality show, pregnant at 16, and then now she's becoming a comedian and so on. Where her horse, they were going to cut the eye out of it because the eye was completely dead. And the vet said there's nothing he can do but cut it out, the surgery. So I told her not to do that. And we got her a bottle. We have different size bottles. So we got her a king size bottle that, you know, so she could use. And they got her on it. And within the week, it took the infection away. And then it started to work on getting the eye like back to the color again. And now the horse can see.
Oh, wow.
Yes. And
just give me one moment, because my dog has just decided to cross me. I've got the light, and the light's about to topple over. It's like having a child having a dog, you know. It's really, really want to beat it.
It's such a pleasure to be here with all you.
Can you see me?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought I couldn't be seen because the screen is small up. Oh, so how many fingers up?
2.
Okay, then we're on. Very good. I like your jacket.
Oh, thank you.
So you are a singer or?
Yes, I sing as well.
Wow, that is amazing. That's wonderful. I've always wanted to sing when I was a kid, and all I do is karaoke. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Okay.
So you live in America?
Yeah, I really enjoy it. I live in Las Vegas right now.
Wonderful. Lucky you. Lucky you.
Right.
lucky.
Apologies for that. He's been really restless the past week, and
Oh, let me get your picture.
right. So, as we were saying, and so you were talking about the horse. Apologies for that.
Oh yeah, so the horse didn't have to get his eye removed, and it's really great, and it does something to the brain. It makes them feel like a puppy or a little horse, you know, or makes you feel younger. It's really great. It really is. So while you're getting your eye fixed, it actually makes you feel better too.
That's
Excellent,
awesome.
excellent, excellent. You see the stories that are being shared here. You're all coming from different disciplines, but there's always something to share and to gift. Because I'm looking forward to talking to Greg next, and I'm looking forward to talking to Feather, because they've got some really interesting stories. And I'm going to come back round to yourselves as well, because I'd like to talk to you as well, Dad. You know, because you've been, just to get your perspective of what your son is doing. And all the major achievements that you are having, but also the lives that you're changing, which is what this is all about, isn't it? Changing lives and doing what you love the best.
Yeah,
So what
I'm sorry. No, go for it.
No, you go age before beauty.
No, I would just say like what we did for diabetes back. There was somebody that went completely blind from diabetes, diabetic eye disease, and he said he wasn't going to get his eyesight back. And within 4 bottles, he got everything back.
Wow.
And that was the cover of this magazine,
Oh,
Beverly
yeah.
Hills.
Yeah.
Or yeah. So,
Congratulations.
guys, on our Instagram, you can check out so many stories. It's amazing, from little kids to animals to, you know, everyone.
Okay. And on Instagram and on your socials, what are you under, Brian?
So we're on Instagram is Central Cali Caregivers 1.
Okay.
And then on Facebook is Central Cali Caregivers. And then our website, centralcalicaregivers.net.
Okay, brilliant. Well, ladies and gents, I was expecting John Wilson, excuse me, from Sly, Slick and Wicked, to come on. I sort of called him, just like I called to Greg. I said, Greg, are you coming on? You better come on, because I'm here, young lady. Don't want to threaten you, Greg. I'm not going to threaten you. So what we're going to do now, when I come back, I'm going to be talking to Feather and Greg about what they do, and also hopefully John the Bossman Hall will be on. So we're just going to go over and share you a couple of videos. So
okay. I can see them. But I'm like trying to figure out why mine going in and out.
John, we can hear you. She's up on mute. Okay, so this is just part of the journey of the magazine.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You gotta get his mic on.
All right. Commercial. Hello.
My name is Louis Price, and I'm the former lead singer of The Temptations and The Drifters. And I'm here visiting, who am I visiting?
TurningPoint magazine.
TurningPoint magazine. And I want to share a little tidbit. I just got back from England, London.
Oh.
Thanksgiving. I went there to be at the premiere and the red carpet photo op for the new.
Sorry, guys. Sorry, ladies and gents. It's funny. I did a test run of this before, and it went smoothly. I think the pixies are in the house, but I will not be deterred. Anyway, welcome back, ladies and gents. We're doing a part 2 of the 6-year celebration of Turning Point Your Lifestyle, Your Wellbeing magazine. And these are some of the beautiful people who have been featured in the magazine. In my upper left is Roy Hamilton Jr., the son of the legend Roy Hamilton. To my upper right is the legend himself, Greg Williams from Switch, who we'll be talking to shortly. And down below, we have 2 incredible gentlemen who are doing some great transformational work, Brian and Ray Ruiz. Is that right? I got that right?
Yeah.
Yay!
Yeah, that's fine.
And then in the center, another sister from another mother, the wonderful Feather, who has some incredible stories to tell. I'll hold back in terms of what she does. And then just to my lower left is the incredible fashionista and model, oh gosh, Anne Pendergrass. And John the Boss Man Hall, we still can't see you, my dear, but hopefully we can get you on soon. We can get you on soon. So what I'm going to do now is to go over to Feather. I met Feather about 6-7 years ago when I trekked the Amazon. We trekked the Amazon together on a leadership trek. It was incredible. Pushed our backs against the wall on many levels, physically, spiritually, and emotionally. But that journey was about finding ourselves and also how we got on with each other and many other things. And we've kept in touch since. So Feather, welcome.
Thank you, Esther. I was just flashing because of your earrings. I can remember one time in the hotel room, you would almost every day actually, Feather, what do you think about these earrings? Should I put these ones on? Meanwhile, we're like in the Amazon as she wants to wear earrings. I loved it because she always wanted to have a sense of style, and you still do. My gosh, Esther, forever. And
my soul. It's the creativity.
Another time, we were in the sharing the hotel room, and we get up and she's like, okay, Feather, we're gonna dance for a minute nonstop. And like we're brushing your teeth and whatever, making the bed. And it was my experience of Esther's energy. And from that point on, I was captured. What can I say? But what am I? I'm a bunch of different things. They're all wrapped up, and I'm not very fashionable today. I'm in the cold of winter. It's like negative 8 or 9 out there, going to 21 tonight.
Yes, so it's the same. It's like that here as well. It's the same. It was the same here in London. Yeah, it's something to find the warmth inside. That's really important. So I like to share my main I would say gift really in life, and it's been for many, many years, is that I work with children as a theater director, writer, and producer of original shows, and been doing that for a long, long, long time. And just last week, like out of the blue, seriously, out of the blue, one of my students in the 1980s text me because her sister was moving and she found this image, and it was like a drawn image of one of our shows. And she just said that, I helped her in her life. And I guess it was like 8 years old or 9 years old at that time, just like out of the blue. And I just like, well, how does the universe work like that? Is beautiful because, it was like such a thing to say, hey, people remembered you from way back, especially the children. So that probably goes on to say, I'm now a published author. I'm waiting for my books to arrive on the 22nd of December. My book is called Once Upon a Solar Time. And it's taken 45 years to write it. I have no shame in saying that. It's in my introduction. Esther, I asked her about 2 months ago if she could graciously write a foreword. It's called Advanced Praise of a Book. And she wrote for in my book. So she's in my book as well. And I'm excited that it's coming out. It's a first time author, but at the same time, I've been writing all my life. I don't know how many plays I've written, but for me, it was always like this book had to come out, and I didn't know. So many times I put it on the shelf, but I finally got it out, and like I don't know where this is going to go, and I hope it brings me to new places, new people. But even if it doesn't, I'm okay with it because I did it. And that's the creative force. We do what we have to do. We get it out. We leave our own little legacy with our families and so forth. And so be it.
I guess the other thing I'll just share is that I am also an intuitive. I call myself an angel intuitive since 2009, and I give readings to people, and they're very thorough. It's okay to say that I've guided Esther different times in her life, and we support each other that way. And she values my intuition, and so our relationship is creative, but it's also friendship. It's also spiritual.
Absolutely.
And I highly respect that connection with Esther. And I recently, this is another part of when you do intuitive work, it's, you know, you can be considered a bit odd and so forth, but I've had to learn to accept the gifts that I have, and I try to be as normal as possible. But sometimes I do get things, and I decided to take a little bit of a turn in my intuitive work and learn another divination tool, and it's called the science of the cards, and it's basically the playing cards that we have, that we play in our life. And now, excuse me, this science is coming forward in the world, and I'm the third certified person in Canada, and I've been recently certified by the man called Robert Lee Camp, who is, pardon me, who is the let's say the seer behind this whole work, and he's been passed down. He was handed the torch to carry on the work from other people before. So now I'm in that world, and it's a fascinating combination with my angel work and the science of the cards to really serve people and help people. The readings are so much, they're accurate, and they were before, but they're even more accurate in terms of they get grounded. They're not just visual and so forth. So yeah, my journey continues. I live in an intentional community in Canada in the mountains. There's about 40 of us, and we have a spiritual foundation for it. So I often every morning eat in silence and sing and pray. And these are foundational parts of my life that I really can't do without. It's in my blood to make that connection on a daily level and express myself through that connection when I can.
That's awesome.
Good.
You got my Esther's being empathetic with my
Thank you.
Congratulations on your book.
Thank you for that.
Definitely.
Thank you for that. And what's really nice is that you're encompassing the spiritual with the creative, with the mentoring and the acting. So that's the whole, and having a great time. So thank you so much for that. Right, apologies. Right, so in the room now, we have Vida Craddock and John the Bossman Hall. And I met Vida this year as well for the first time, and it was an incredible experience. And then we're going to talk to John the Bossman Hall. But Greg, I want to bring you into the room fully. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is Greg Williams from the legendary group Switch. I've interviewed Greg several times, and he's been in the magazine as well. So Greg, welcome.
Thank you very much. And let me start out by congratulating you on 6 years.
6 years, yeah.
Fantastic magazine. And I hope another 60 follows for you. Okay. And I hope I can get in on a page or two in the course of that journey. Okay.
You've been in it. I'm sure you've been in the magazine.
Yeah. I said I hope to get in again a page or two. Okay? That was the first. But anyway, but thank you very much and congratulations overall.
Thank
and
you.
Also to everyone else in my eyesight right now on this panel. It's really nice. I am impressed by everyone. I'm telling you, there's some magic here. Roy, Brian and Ray, Heather, hey, I'm loving what you all are doing with your lives and with your careers, and I wish you all the best. And hopefully our paths will cross sometime in the course of it, because I like you people. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. I don't know this young lady who just popped in.
This is Vida Craddock. She's from LA. I met her in LA this year, and she's a fashion designer and many other things. So yes, she
Good.
introduced herself.
Welcome, Peter. Very nice to meet you. And
Oh,
Boss
man.
Man.
Honored to meet
Going
you.
in and out, Boss Man, but I'm glad you're here.
Love it. Oh my God.
Oh, brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Thank you. Thank you so much, Greg. And I don't, Greg didn't really share that he is the founder of Switch, Switch the group. Come on, Greg, just tell us a little bit more.
Right?
Oh,
Yes.
how cool.
Okay, cool. I'll share. I am the founder leader of the group Switch and also the initiator of the group DeBarge, the family group. And been blessed. Thank God.
Love.
Okay, this lady knows a little bit about it. Cool. So yeah, and been blessed to have been in this industry for a lot of years with Motown, sold over 30 million records. And actually, the latter part here, I'm an author. That's my book, Switch to Barge, Motown and Me. I think it's like 546 pages of me telling on everybody. No, I'm not. No, I'm just sharing my life in the industry for so many years. I've been blessed to get through all this madness and keep moving. So, but yeah, still working, fortunately. Thank God. My group Switch is still performing, and we're all over the world as best it gets, and enjoying life. Bottom line.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. And I'm coming to Atlanta for my grits as well. So Roy, grits in Vegas, grits in Atlanta. Brian, grits in LA, right?
Look at you, count on it over here, okay?
Right.
Okay, thank you, thank you. And so now we have the lovely Vida. Like I said, I met her and we just connected. When you just connect, just like I did with Brian, just like I did with Roy, just like I have done with all, we just connect. And it's those connections that we hold on to. And like I said, with Feather as well, walking in the jungle and all sorts, we just connecting and sharing a room. We have to connect it because I like my space. And so when I was told I needed to share a room, I was like, I hope I got the bill. And we just got on. So Vida, thank you so much for coming on. I am pronouncing your name right. Am I not?
Yes. No, yes, you are. It's such an honor. Oh my gosh. It's just an honor to be here with you, love. I love this woman. She said, we've known each other for a short time, but it was a connection, a vibe. It still is. And it was like we've known each other forever, or a long time, and I can't wait to see you again.
You've got some news to share because you've got your own studio now. Because what Vida did, she helped sort of steer me in certain directions when I was in LA, and she's into fashion, but she knows people, so she got me into a few places, gave me some guidance. Because I'm never too old or too in myself that I can't receive guidance as I do, as Feather said as well. So share about your new studio.
It fell into my lap, and I with everything that the universe, I'm just going to say it, that God has brought me, I have to say it's where I'm supposed to be at this moment. So it wasn't something that I set out to do, was to get a studio, and I actually turned it into my boutique. A very, very cool area of LA, and I get a chance to express myself. And as I always do, I was on Melrose for a while too. I like to bring in artists, and I like to share other people's art and design too as well. So it's going to turn into a really cool spot. I call it the spot. Just Vida's the spot. I'm doing one-of-a-kind designs. I was signed on to do a collection for someone, and unfortunately they weren't able to stay with me. So I says, well, I'll tackle it. Let me have it. And I'm actually sitting in it as we speak. I don't know if you can see some of the stuff, one of my designs in the back. We're getting ready to do a major photo shoot to put production out there with the things that I'm doing, my new shoes, my new fuzzies. I've got my fuzzies going on. And, I'm just really having fun with with this bowl of salad that has been placed in my lap. And, you know, I want to do, my nonprofit is coming up, which is Transitions. And, you know, a lot of people look at me as a designer and this, I am a designer. That's the God-given gift that he gave me. But my passion is to help and give back. And, you know, though I wasn't born with this like silver spoon, oh man, there's like nothing that in my brain that I don't say that I can walk out and God, you know, has it right there. And I'm like, okay, you know, so, you know, I know that he's going to manifest between himself and myself, my organization, nonprofit that I'm starting up called Transitions. Everybody goes through transitions. Oh my goodness. And I'd rather see someone on the street and say they're going through a transition than to say you're homeless. No, there's a lot more to that. It's not about being homeless. You're in a transition, which everybody goes through every day. So I want to be able to give the gifts that have been given to me to turn it into something that can help so many others. And that is so my passion. I've strived for that for many, many moons, many years. And I know right now, the universe and God is telling me I'm getting ready to give it to you and you're getting ready to give back. And that makes me so freaking excited. So I'm sorry. I just, you know, I have this beautiful place that fell into my lap. I have these, I mean, just lines of merchandise and just things, just, you know, ready to do my thing with this. Where I'm at, there's 44,000 people that pass up and down the street every day. And, you know, I've been put here for a reason and I'm getting ready to make that work, you know, so I look so forward to you being here, Esther. You know, if I may say it again, we met when, you know, this was going on. We're into 2023. And getting ready to do it again. So, you know, I would love to talk to you on that end and anybody and welcome everybody to come down to LA to the Oscars gifting suite. Right at COVID, when they shut us down, we were in February, they shut us down in March. We were the 5th largest event in LA that night. So there's only 4. we made number 5. So, excellent. Yeah, I'm just really, really honored to talk to you. I was honored to be in that magazine. Yes. I've shown it so many times and it was such a great spread. I was so impressed when I saw your work. And boy, whatever awards that they have out there for you in this business, you need to have one.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
Next.
I speak only the truth.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. And you'll definitely be seeing me next year. All of you. I'm hoping to get to Canada as well. So yeah, with you. Thank you so much. Thank you. And last but not least, John, the boss man Paul, if we can sort of, if you know, the internet can really connect us.
Yes.
Are you there? Are you there?
I'm here.
You're
I'm
here.
here.
Okay, so this, yeah.
I have to leave in 5 minutes.
Okay, thank you so much for coming on.
Oh, it's been an absolute pleasure, and congratulations to all the participants for all that they're doing at this moment, sharing their wonderful story. I wish everybody the best of luck. Congratulations to you once again on this beautiful magazine, The Turning Point, 6 years. And I made a little small clip, which I'm going to put in memory of you of the Turning Point 6 years on my Facebook.
Oh, bless you. Thank you, Anne. Thank you. And I just love, you know, everything that she wears, she creates. You should, if you go onto her page, she's got some from the bags to the.
I have one bag here if you'd like to have a quick look.
Yes, please. Yes. And even like, you know, my bag is over there. I don't want to trip over the wire to get there, but I will put it up later. But she does, look at this. She makes these incredible.
Oh, that is good. Wow.
Lively.
Beautiful.
There's like a whole story there, huh?
Yes, yes. And this is my dolly chain.
He's into dolls.
That's so adorable. That is so cute.
When I was a kid, I always used to love Barbies. And even when I grew up, I still loved Barbie. And I thought to myself, how could I carry the doll everywhere? And I realized I can carry a doll everywhere because it's like on my chain, it's on my rings,
The hats.
it's on my hat there. And it's on my earrings, and it's on my belt. It's everywhere. It's on the back of my dress as well. So I'm covered with dolls all the time whenever I go out anywhere. So thank you for appreciating my fashion. And as I said, once again, thank you for inviting me on this show. It's been a real honor and privilege. And looking forward to come in your next magazine. I will be really delighted. Something different.
I have to honor that. She said it over on the air as well, so I have to honor it, and Greg as well. All right, bless you, and hope you have a wonderful.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Bye-bye, everybody. Thank you.
Happy holidays.
Bye-bye.
Congratulations. Bye.
Bye.
I don't know how to put it off. I guess I just press this button here. Okay. And there. Thank you.
All right. Bye.
Take care.
Okay, fantastic. So last but not least, John the Bossman Hall. He's a performer, entertainer, a go-getter. And he was featured on the front cover maybe about 3-4 years ago. So John, just introduce yourself, and
can you hear me?
In time now.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
I want to say congratulations to you on 6 years of this Turning Point magazine. It was a great pleasure to meet you in Detroit, and, I never forget the way that you came to me when you said, are you John, the Boss Man Hall? And I said, yes. And you say, you are a nag. But I met you now.
2 or 3 years. He
Yo,
had been on my case,
yes.
and I kept on saying, I'll get back to you. And every time I turned around, he was just like this bad dream. Sometimes he was always there. And so when I went to Detroit, and Brenda Wilson, the daughter of Jackie Wilson, the event, and I looked around.
No.
I'm like, you're that one, aren't you? And he goes, yes. And he was just so calm. He goes, yes, Miss Esther, I've been following you. I said, you've been tracking me. Yes.
Yeah, but I do, I travel around the world doing James Brown. I come from the recording group Philly Cream from out of Philadelphia, under Kenny Gamble, Leon Huff, and Ronald Bell. Today, as the boss man, I just got back from New Orleans, doing a concert down there. And to my sister Vita and the brother from Switch, got some great news for all of us. There's a lady by the name of Carr that has established with the legislators that she established the R&B Day. It will be on the calendar for every first Saturday of March. It will be known as the R&B Day around the whole world, where everybody can establish R&B.
That is amazing. Yes.
And we're holding our first concert here in Philadelphia. Well, this is really our second concert, our second anniversary for the R&B Day. I'm glad to be part of it. She chose me to be a partner with her. And it's an award show and a concert. We're going to give out great awards to those that are legends in this business. I know I'm receiving an award. It's a few people. I don't want to give out who's going to be there, but some of the greats that actually came to Philly International, WMOT Records. It's just a beautiful thing to have this on the legislative calendar.
Yes,
R&B Day. We had jazz, we had blues, we had rock and roll, but we didn't have the R&B Day. So now we have it, and I thank Star Carr, if she's listening. I really thank you for establishing this for all the R&B artists, not just myself, but people like Switch, people like Rita, people,
Yes.
I mean, you know, we
You.
all around the
And
world,
Roy
singers,
Thank you.
entertainers.
Roy Hamilton's in the room.
Yes,
Yep.
Well, you
yes,
know what?
yes.
If I may say, that means a lot to me because my aunt is Eartha Kitt. And of course,
Oh,
we're going to hear Santa Baby, you know,
Oh,
on the radio because it is Christmas time.
yeah, I love
So,
that.
you
yes.
know, for you to say that, and, you know, she went through her trials and tribulations, of course, but it is amazing.
Mhm.
So thank you for even sharing that. And I'm just really excited to even hear that news.
Fantastic.
Yes, and
Fantastic.
I'm going to send the flyer over to Esther. We have about 3 or 4 of them out that we are putting out for all the people around the world that wants to come into Philadelphia and enjoy this concert and this award show. We welcome you. You know, on the other hand, I've been working with a lot of promoters up in New York. I'm going to be appearing in New York on February the 25th for another award show that's going to be given up in New York. I'll be at that one. But I'm working on my book, you know. My book is going to be something that everybody's going to really be shocked to have. I've been in the business since I was 17. You know, I've been traveling. I did an album for Michael Jackson back in 1984. The album is still on YouTube today. The title of the album is The Broadway Thrillers. Let's Do the Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson.
That's on YouTube. And Michael had a big part to do with it. You know, I mean, my life, I just been blessed, you know, to meet Brenda Wilson, to meet her staff, to meet Esther. You know, it's just that God has been putting me in the right place at the right time.
Yes, the right people. Yes,
and right. You have to have the right people around you when you're in this entertainment business. But let me tell y'all something. You know, they're trying to do away with the R&B music.
I keep hearing that.
Yes,
anything
and it's a shame.
they're trying to get away with.
It's really a shame because, you know, it has to do with, I'm gonna say within the music. You know, if you're not in the business and you have to be in the business to know what's going on, at this time, they've been pushing a lot of gangster music. You know, they didn't want nothing positive to come out. In the last 10 years, I know not no one on this podcast can name a group that came out in the last 10 years as a new group. Now, I know Bruno Mars popped out. Bruno always been there. But the past 10 years, you have not seen no new R&B groups. You have not heard no new positive music. You hear all the radios playing all the old music, and that's what they're told to do. And see, when they're told to do that, you know, it has to deal with money and power.
But John, what
I'm saying? Because
John, what we would do though, this is we can expand on this in a one-to-one, because I think this is a roundtable discussion.
Yes.
You know, around this
but
subject.
I want to focus on your magazine. I want to focus on your magazine because I'm gonna let you know what your magazine did for me. It opened up a lot of doors. I mean, people that I gotta say, when I got back from Detroit, this is very funny. This is what I mean about being in the right place at the right time. When I came back from Detroit, getting the rewards from Brenda Wilson, I'm laying in my bed. I get a phone call from a friend of mine called Joe Williams, who sings with the tribute to the legends. And Joe said, John, congratulations. I said, congratulations about what? He said, you don't know? I said, no. He said, your name is all over the radio. You're going to open up for the Whispers. I said, open up for the Whispers? He said, yes. He said, you open up for the Whispers, Stephanie Mills, and After 7. And it's been on the radio ever since you've been gone. And I was like, what? You know, and that was a beautiful experience because in Philadelphia, we have a place called the Dell Music Center. And this is one of the dreams of all entertainers to walk in that building and to perform on that stage. And God has blessed me to actually get on that stage and do a great performance. And this has been opening. They really had the people with my family. My family told me to tell you, Esther, thank you. They was like, tell her thank you for that article because that article took you to the next level
Oh, wow.
because people knew me. They knew me, but they didn't know me that much. But when Esther put me in the article and on the front page, it stirred up the pot, that the pot was boiling. And it was just, people was like just tasting this and tasting it. And even though some people now in the industry, you know, we have those that love you and those that dislike you.
Yes,
But the ones that dislike you had to come to love you for what you're doing and how you're doing it. So when they read your article, they couldn't believe, and this is so funny, some of my family members didn't even know I'd done half the things I'd done. They didn't even know that. They already was focused on me being a dancer and being on television and performing on television. They did not know I was in a recording group, Philly Cream. They did not know I traveled the world. They were shocked. And most of them grew up around me. So when you're in a magazine, this puts your standard to a level. I mean, just being an entertainer is one good thing, and traveling and making music is another thing. But when you go in the newspapers, the magazines, you know, the talk shows, this is that next level where your entertainment and your fans are looking at you. And another thing that happened to me because of your magazine, I will be going to the Philippines coming up this September.
That's beautiful.
You know, for a 3-day concert, for me to come in and do James Brown, you know. And I'm gonna tell you something. A lot of people told me, "Oh, you're not gonna go nowhere with that James Brown. You're not gonna go nowhere with that." I said, "Let me tell you something. The Godfather soul. I met James Brown twice in my life."
John, what I'm gonna do
yes.
is I'm gonna have to cut it short, my dear, because I'm running out of time. I've got one more person, but thank you so much for taking the time to come out. And like I said, you know, regarding the R&B situation, that I feel that's a round table discussion because I keep hearing about R&B and you know, people wanted to bring it back all. So that would be a great conversation that we could have as part of On the Sofa with Esther. Yeah.
Yes. And I look forward to being in your next magazine so we could turn it up to another level.
Okay, but John, the whole thing of it is all the things you just described. See, the magazine is called Turning Point, and that's what it does. That's what it does for careers.
Hey man, let me say something to you. I want you to know that I love your group from the first time you came out of Motown. I mean, I know the story, how y'all gave Jermaine the tape in the elevator. Man, let me tell you something. Switch should never go away. Should never go away. I mean, y'all are a bad group, brother.
Yeah.
And if I can bring you to Philadelphia, I'm going to bring you to Philadelphia.
Well, we can talk about that. I'm wide open for that. Thank you very much on that one.
Okay.
Brilliant.
Well, information to him and we can talk, and believe me, there's some promoters here that's looking for you.
Excellent. So we can cross-reference contacts after this. Yeah.
Yes.
What I'd like to do now is to welcome John Sly Wilson into the room from Slaps and Wicked. And then I also want to let Ray say something because he's here with his son Brian, but it would be nice to bring him in and have a conversation because you're part of this. And you know, I don't like to leave everyone, we're all part of this. John, thank you so much for what you shared, and I'm so glad for you. Vida, Greg, Feather, and Roy. You know, we're all in this together, and I feel like singing "We Are Family," but I won't go in there yet.
I love it. Love it.
But this is John, and John, thank you so much. Oh no, I hope he hasn't.
You're welcome.
Oh,
You're welcome, and congratulations again.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
So, John, welcome into the space. You know, it's a real privilege and honor always to speak to you, to have you around. Just tell us a little bit about, you know, who you are and what you've been doing. And I have featured John in the magazine as well. But I always say that John's got an elephant mind. He knows all these artists and he's got this recollection that I could just about remember what happened last week, never mind all these years ago. Just like when I interviewed Roy, we went for that ride down Vegas, and
Oh, yeah.
you know, Roy went back in time and in history, and I'm like, damn, I'm just about remembering what I ate yesterday. So it's incredulous. So welcome, John,
Yeah.
John Wilson.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Esther. I'm sorry I'm late, but again, you know, you have been such a positive influence and keeping us alive. And I guess you said who I am. Well, I'm John Sly Wilson from the group Sly, Slick, and the Wicked. You know, we're on Paramount. We're part of James Brown's First Family of Soul. You know, he saw us on Soul Train to the OJ's label, and then my brother Greg Williams, which were both Motown. we were on Motown from 75 to 77, and then we went to Epic. And after 52 years, almost 53 years now, we're still relevant and, you know, still out here doing it, you know, and, you know, we just come off the road, and
So cool.
I've really been blessed. And on the other side of me, I produced, you know, I was with the Jacksons. I ran Joe Jackson's company. I produced Janet Jackson, LaToya Jackson, first African-American to have a hit record on a Japanese artist, a Chinese artist, a Vietnamese artist. And if you go to John Sly Wilson on YouTube, I did 145 voice choir for peace. I brought some of the top artists, you know, together from all over the world, from Al Jarreau to Brian McKnight, you name them. So, but
Wow.
Esther, again, has been a very positive influence and become a great friend. And, you know, I really thank you for keeping us alive. You know, when I see Greg Williams, you know, when we run each other, we hug each other because, you know, not only we're friends, but my point is, you know, we're surviving. You know, we're one of the survivors. You know, there's a lot of us gone on into heaven now. So I'm just, you know, glad to see, and the other brothers and sisters here. Roy Hamilton, I met your father once, you know, a long time ago. Little Richard was one of my closest friends, and I met him, you know, with him, and I'm glad that your father is also now getting the accolades that he you know, that he deserves, where Elvis Presley, you know, took his, you know, get everything from him, you know, from your dad, you know, everything. So again, getting back to the magazine, just like Greg just said, you know, she's the one that, you know, one of the very few that's out here still, you know, promoting us. And, you know, and I know the kids like Bruno Mars and them, you know, they're trying to do the best, but, you know, we are the originals. And, you know, I love you more than everything, Esther, and my brothers and sisters here. So
wow. And what I love about John is that his humility. You know, that's one thing that really, you know, when I interviewed him, that's one thing that I really know, that humility, and he knows all these incredible people. And you know, I just feel the warmth that's in this space again, because I did part 1 last week where we had Gerald Alston on, Cornelius Grant, the 6th Temp, Sherry Payne and Suzanne Green from the former Supremes, and many others. And it was such an incredible time. And something that Sherry Payne said, she goes, Esther, because she thought that, she goes, Esther, it's great to be seen and not viewed. And I thought that was a really powerful statement. It's great to be seen and not viewed.
Right.
Well, you know, I don't know if you know Sherry's husband, golly, what's his name, Greg? I always forget it. Anyway, he was an engineer. He was the engineer for Motown. He engineered a lot of the great hits. So he should have her husband on. He's gonna kill me when I can't think of his name.
And I'm trying to remember too.
Right. He I mean, from Marvin Gaye, he did a lot of those sessions and everything. So he should have her husband on. And I know if he sees this, he's gonna beat me to death, you know. But again, you know, when I see him, and you know, like I said, Greg, and we all sit down and talk about, you know, how that we're living on, you know, through the samples, and, you know, just like, for example, you know, Suit and Tie by Justin Timberlake, that's our sample from Show Enough we did on Soul Train. So at least we're living on there. But again, Esther, if it wasn't for you, you know, because there's very few platforms for us to even express, you know, just what John the Boss Man was saying. So we really, you know, love you for that. And, you know, from your other side of the water, from this side of the water, and the other 2 corners of the world, you know, we have so much love for you.
Right.
Well,
Absolutely.
thank you. Thank you.
Absolutely.
And for me, it's just about being in purpose. You know, when you're on purpose and in purpose, you do what you're supposed to be doing.
Mhm.
And then then the doors open up for you. So thank you for that. But we're just slightly over time, but I really would love to hear from Ray, because Ray's, yeah, you haven't said anything, but you know, you're part of this and I need to pull you in.
Yeah.
So yes, your son is doing some incredible, you're both doing some incredible work, you know, around transforming people's health and well-being. So can you just share what that journey's been like for you? And maybe if you could share a story, a poignant story of someone's life that your products have really healed.
First of all, I want to say that I'm glad to be with these amazing people in this group. You guys are doing wonderful things. But it's been a crazy journey with this guy, with Brian. Ever since I got in with him and started helping him out, I've just seen one miracle after another. And the biggest one that it hits close to home is that guy that was blind for 4 months with diabetes. 6 doctors never tell him that he'll never see his eyesight again. And it not only helped him with his blindness, it helped him with his circulation and everything. The guy doesn't even have to use insulin no more, as long as he stops. So that's amazing. I mean, you know, we're helping so many people.
That is beautiful. You know, I didn't hear the intro of him and his son, but I think that's a wonderful thing. I was a diabetic myself on 2 bottles of insulin 3 times a day. I don't do metformin at all, nor do I do any insulin for the last 8 years. So it's been a 13-year journey for myself, and my AC1 levels have been great. So thank you for whatever it is you're doing
I just couldn't leave. I couldn't leave without hearing everyone's story. So it's just really a pleasure to be on the air with all of you. And thank you so much, Esther, for your platform and what you're doing to help and you know, spread the word about, you know, all the entertainers and all that you have done. I mean, really, I really appreciate you. And thank you so much for the rest of you, John, the boss man, and Greg and Vita, and Feather and Brian, you know, your contributions to try to get that the medical situation of diabetes. That's really you know, awesome and important, because my mother-in-law, she passed away from diabetes, having diabetes. So you know, I really thank you for your research and all that you're doing.
Yes.
So you know, thank you for having me, Esther, Austin, and hats off to the Turning Point magazine. And I'll be looking forward to seeing you again really soon, everyone. And y'all take care, okay?
All right.
Happy holidays. Happy holidays.
I just want to say that I think Esther is an unsung hero. She brought me into that edition because you are always just bringing people together, no matter who, what, like if you vibe with them, they vibe with you. And I feel like you're an unsung hero. That's a so positive statement, because give without, you know, expecting. And it's a great example that you've set. And I'm grateful that I was in that part of your magazine giving an article when you came out with that in 2021, I believe it was. So that whole aspect of just keep going and supporting your community and all these amazing musicians, all you people. I grew up near Motown, near Detroit, so I grew up with Motown music, and I used to love to dance. So, you know, across from Detroit, near Windsor, a little town called Am.
Right.
So I've got it in my blood, and you know, it just doesn't matter. We're all, you know, just going forward in our lives, but it's just nice to have a bright light like Esther saying, hey, come together. Yeah, thanks so much, Esther, for your energy and your love and your light. Appreciate it.
I used to date a girl over there near Windsor, so I know where it's
for sure.
Oh, brilliant.
doing a special. I'm doing 50% off the eye drop in Turning Point magazine's name. We're gonna 50% off the eye drops. So,
Sorry, there's somebody. Sorry, there's somebody that I need to mute because I can't.
And I know I met Esther's a healer too, so she's got those energies, a really good energy. So I know when I met, we clicked like that with my energy, her energy, because I do healing too.
Yes.
Also,
very powerful.
I'm able to heat my hands up to 112 degrees and able to pull the inflammation out of you and pull the bad cells out of your body.
Ooh, I need to see you.
I'll make the connections.
Please. Inflammation, very bad.
Yeah, inflammation and blood clots are very bad. Blood clots are very dangerous. So
yeah.
And he's in LA. So you know, most of you are in LA. So I'll make the connection. Aside from that, I just really want to say thank you to yourselves. I'm going to sort of edit this as well and put it up on YouTube. I'm going to put some nice things in there. But I just want to just say thank you so much. You know, sometimes if I get stuck, I'll say, John, I need some information. I reach out to Greg. Knows I harass him. So like, okay, Greg, what you doing? Do you want to be
Not at all. Not at all.
And Roy, it has been an absolute pleasure meeting you this year. Absolute pleasure. And yourself, Brian. And Feather, let's keep rocking together. And congratulations on your book. John, you've just kept on going from strength. You're like some bulldog, man. You're just, I'm going to do this. And Vida, yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing you and we're going to do some really mad creative stuff. And I love your energy. And just people for taking the time to come up here. And Dad, Ray, thank you also for your contribution. It's been lovely having you all on. So wishing you a fantastic festive season, wishing you a fantastic 2023, and let's just keep rocking. Yeah, bring it together.
Thank you, everyone.
Fantastic.
Happy
And Esther, let's plan something for Atlanta. Let me know.
See you soon, Greg.
Okay, guys.
All right, John. Good to see you, brother. We'll talk.
Same here. Take care. Take care.
Take care. Bye.
All right. Bye-bye, guys.
Thank you, Esther.
Bye.